Hi everybody, happy Sunday. This week it is all eat, walk, and learn. We are going truffle hunting in Split, Croatia. Oh, where are we?
We're in the Dalmatian coast still. We're in Split, Croatia, and we're going to be here for about another week. And this week we get to tell you about an amazing tour that we did going truffle hunting. And there's truffles are mostly known for being from France, but they're also from Italy, from Croatia, and many other countries. And we got to learn a lot about truffles, which is the learn and eat, walk, learn. And one of the things that we learned is that there are different types of truffles that are edible and there are others that are non-edible. They're basically a fungus that grow underneath the ground and mainly near in oak forests near the root systems. And so we got to have an amazing experience finding truffles and digging them up and then enjoying them and eating them in a wonderful culinary delight.
We had just an absolutely fabulous time. Where did you find out about this truffle hunting?
So, one of the things that we talk about is getting to know some of the locals and talking to other people. And when we first got here, we met another couple and we were just chatting with them and asking them about, well, what are some of your best experiences here in Croatia and in Split? And they told us they went on a truffle tour. And I was like, truffle? What are truffles? We're nowhere near France, So I looked into it, and it's the Nayev family that actually do this tour, and it was just an amazing experience that Chris and I got to enjoy in our private tour.
And we even got to go with the truffle hunting dog. So we learned a little bit about this species. The species is Lagotto romagnolo. Say that 3 times fast. It is a special dog that originated. The first evidence of this dog is the 16th century. It's an Italian dog. Originated in the marshlands of Italy, actually, it was a gun hunting dog. So they would shoot duck or whatever, and the dog would go after it. The word for the breed actually means water dog, and it since has become known for truffles. So the dog is about 40 to 50 pounds, about this high. So think of, like, for our American audience, think of like a small Labrador retriever or maybe like a cockapoo, some sort of combination like that. And it actually looks like, if someone said to me, if I had never seen this dog before, I'd say it was like a Labradoodle. Looks like a Labradoodle.
And we got to know Indy and Aldi, the 2 dogs that were our premier truffle hunters for us. And it was such a great opportunity to work with these dogs. And historically, truffles were found using pigs to dig the ground. But one of the problems was that pigs are kind of hard to control, and they also love eating truffles. So you couldn't get to the truffles in time if you use pigs. So that's why dogs were used, and they're very highly trained. Tony was our expert truffle hunter and the patriarch of the family, and used all kinds of commands and controls to help find the truffles, and they even gave us an opportunity to use the tool. How did you describe the tool that?
It looked like a flathead screwdriver bent at a 90-degree angle. We'll show you a picture here.
Special tool.
But the dogs cost about $3,000 from puppy to ready to go hunting. And we found out the way that they train the puppies is that they take truffle oil and they put it on the teat of the mother. And so the minute the puppy starts milking from the mother, or feeding from the mother, I guess, they get that truffle smell. So immediately it's ingrained in their heads. And when they go out to hunt and they learn the commands to go hunt, it's just almost intuitive for them. So anyway, before we actually take you on the truffle hunt, we love that you're here. If you're brand new, we are an early retired couple traveling the world full time. Steve's telling you subscribe.
Hit the bell.
Glad you're here. Thank you for coming. Travel along with us as we eat vegan food and travel the world. So this truffle hunting was right up our alley because truffles are vegan, one of those whole food plant-based items that we just love having. So anyway, the morning of the truffle hunt, Steve had made arrangements with them. They arrived at our Airbnb here in Split. They picked us up in a little minivan. The mother-in-law and son-in-law,
the
right?
mom and the chef. Her name is Lily, and the son-in-law's name is Van, and he spoke fantastic English. A great source of knowledge and understanding, and just a great host for us to take us out into the secret
The
woods.
clandestine, yeah. So we had we're not even going to tell you how long the drive was. It wasn't long, but they asked us not to geolocate any of our pictures because it's a very clandestine operation. Legal, I mean, we're not trying to say it was illegal. They just don't want any competitors to understand where they're going truffle hunting. Anyway, so they picked us up in Split. Shortly later, we were out in the woods and we arrived, and that's where we met the dogs and Tony and Aldi and Indy, and they were ready to go to work. They were just they're like, let's stop standing around. Let's go working. So Tony gave them the command to go work in Croatia, and off we went into the forest. So we went for a hike. The hike was fairly easy, and the dogs just went off and just started sniffing, sniffing, and then all of a sudden they would stop and they would paw at the ground and start digging up the truffles. And then Tony, it was so fun to watch Tony because he was a big guy, and so to watch him just all of a sudden scurry over to catch the dogs, because the dogs also like to eat the truffles. And you have to move them away, and then we'd use that tool, or he would use the tool, and he would scrape up the truffle, and then the truffles would come up. But the truffles are about like ping pong ball size.
Yeah, and they change depending on how much water they're getting and in the season. There's 4 different types of black truffles that they actually harvest throughout the year. That changes seasonally. So, the ones that we found at different time of the year, they're going to find some that may be a little bit different size, or maybe a little different color. But
there was 12 different types of truffles, of which 4 they actually harvest. And then once you harvest them, they're only good for like a week. So for people who are buying truffles in the market, so how much is this? $3,000 for a kilo?
Yeah, a truffle could cost for 1 kilo could be up to $3,000.
And it's not about the
really
size.
expensive.
Yeah, it's not about the size. It's about the aroma of the truffle.
Yeah.
So
how would you
even
say
though
they smell?
like a beet, like a really pungent beet. A beetroot.
Definitely have a unique smell.
Yeah, so most of the ones we found were about that big, and again, size doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter.
Sure, that's what she said.
And often, as we were digging them up, they were already spoiled. So the dogs can't tell the difference between a fresh one or a good one and a spoiled one, because they just all smell great to the dogs. So sometimes we would dig up and it would be spoiled, and they would put it in a special bag to throw it away when they got home. But then the new good ones that they find, they'd also dig those up and we put them in a different bag. So we keep them in different bags so we would not throw off the scent for the dogs to find another set of truffles. So off we were in the forest, probably about an hour or so. We found maybe 8 or 9 truffles for the day. And then we came back, and it was like a magic elfin forest sort of opened up, and there was this beautiful tent. And there was like a camping stove and a picnic table set up with beautiful cutlery. And on the table was the beginning of our wonderful lunch. Do you know what we had?
Yes. It started off with different kinds of truffle-infused liqueurs and a local wine. So we got to try some different liqueurs that
there was an almond one, a walnut one, and a cherry one. Yeah. And then we got an appetizer to start off with, and on that appetizer was a local dish called Saparnik, which is, I call it a Croatian spinach quesadilla, but it's a thin bread with light cheese and kale inside with truffle oil, and then some local cheeses, some truffle honey, a bruschetta with truffle butter and tomatoes on it, and then you had some local sausage to try, and then some local olives. So that was our appetizer plate. And then on the camping stove, because we're out in the middle of the woods, Lily produced a mac and cheese is just not the right word to describe this. But it was a pasta with a cheese.
Pasta with a cream sauce.
Fettuccine,
and truffles,
Alfredo or something.
On top. It was fantastic.
And then she grated our truffles on top, so we had pieces of truffle all over the place. And then, of course, it was seasoned with truffle oil as well. And then we finished off with a truffle hazelnut truffle, like a chocolate truffle, because truffles are not chocolate truffles. It was a truffle that was truffle oil and chocolate and hazelnut inside. So absolutely some of the best food I've ever had. What about
It
you?
was delicious, and to just have it prepared for us right there in the woods, in the oak forest. Wonderful host for us.
Yes, absolutely fabulous, fabulous day. So, have you ever been truffle hunting? Are you a truffle fan? Have you ever even tasted a truffle? Do you even know what truffles look like? Tell us your truffle story or your unique cuisine hunting or finding story. We'd love to hear it. We're going to put a link in the description about how to find the information for the truffle hunting. How much was it? I'm sure people want to know how much it was.
So it was about $330
For the pair.
for our private tour, and well worth it. It was a great day, something that I will remember as an amazing experience forever.
And they say they take groups up to 6, and all 6 people have to know each other. They don't want strangers out participating in the forest. They want individual groups or individual families or whatever, friends and family. So must do a total thumbs up. Go truffle hunting in Split, Croatia. Next week, we're still going to be in Split. We're in Split for another couple more weeks, not just one more week. And what will we tell you next week? Who knows? Tune in, subscribe, and we'll talk to you again.
Ciao.